So, a bit of a different video today because I am in the process of setting up my cold email campaigns. We've scraped around 10,000 leads for this test, and I just wanted to make this video to kind of run you over the whole process of creating a cold email campaign. Well, at least the way I do, right? So it consists of several different factors, several different steps that you need to take. But hopefully this video can spark some clarity, right? It can give you a sense of directions. Because if I'm like your 100th video that you watched on YouTube today, because I know being an agency owner, kind of being in the space, we kind of get addicted to watching YouTube videos and never like really doing anything about it. I've been there, I still do it. I'm not gonna lie and say I'm perfect, but I want to make this video a bit different, right? I want to give you guys actionable steps that you could take, almost as if I'm giving you homework. So you can go out there and build up your cold email campaigns, start running them, and hopefully sign some clients, make some money, right? So this video is unplanned. I didn't script it. I don't have a my report to show you. I don't have a whiteboard behind me. I'm just literally just going to be, showing you my screen and kind of running you through everything that I do when it comes to setting up a cold email campaign. So yeah, let's get right into it. Now, the first thing that you should do is market research, right? And if you watched any of my videos from the past, you know I'm a huge fan of market research. Why? Because how do you expect to get someone to pay you money, especially online, right, without actually understanding them, right? Because I see a lot of people just copying cold email templates or cold email copies that is given out there on the internet today, and they just put that into their campaign and hope for the best, right? This is not what's going to get you results. Just because it worked for someone else doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So what I do before starting any campaign, right, for myself, for my clients, for anyone else, is I do some market research and I try to understand their ideal customer profile. Now, what an ideal customer profile is, if for those that you don't know about it, is basically picture like a person, right? Picture a person and describe me that person, right? Describe me that person in as much detail as possible. Whoever it is that you're trying to target, try to describe them in as much detail as possible. So what I do when it comes to this stage is basically I create a Google Doc, nothing fancy, no Notion templates or anything like that. I create a Google Doc and I map out their pain points, right? A description of them, the dream outcomes and goals that they have, right? Problems, personal, business problems that they have, financial problems that they might be having. And then I try to basically understand what is their current situation right now. Like I try to imagine if I send them an email, right, and they are currently experiencing something, right, would they react to that email because they are experiencing something, right? This is how I like to think about this. So it's really, like, with that being said, it's really a people's game. It's really being able to understand people, right? So understand their current situation, right? Because if you are able to understand their current situation, when you send them that email and they actually open and read that email, it's going to hit differently, right? Because they are experiencing that and your email came at a perfect time that gets them out of their current situation and gets them to where they want to get to, right? So that's the first step. So literally, as you're watching this video, I want you to go ahead, open up a Google Doc and map out pain points, problems, dream outcomes and goals, problems in business, problems in personal life, problems financially, where they want to get to, how they work, what's their like workflow and personality, and then description of them, right? So describe their day-to-day, right? Literally from morning when they wake up all the way to the end when they go to bed. I just describe them. So after I've done this and I kind of have a whole Google Doc structured, right? I keep that Google Doc in hand because this is going to get useful when it comes to crafting up my offers, my angles, and my copies, right? Because we are writing, copywriting is literally writing to the person, right? It's literally writing in person in someone else's language and writing it to them, right? So it resonates with them. This is literally what copywriting is. I'm not an expert copywriter, don't get me wrong, but That's kind of the basics of it. The next thing I do is, write out my copies. I want to write up 4 different copies, right? Each sort of sounding the same or have the same format, but I'm changing one variable at a time, right? So let's say the first copy, has a first line and it has offer 1 and it has a call to action 1. The next copy is going to have the personalized line or the first line 1, offer 2, and then call to action 1. And then the next 2 other copies are basically just going to have different offers. That's the first thing I'm trying to validate, the offer itself, right? So once you get the offers, right, you have 4 different angles that you're approaching this from. The next thing you gotta understand is basically the structure of the accounts, right? So the structure of accounts, if you want to see success, you need high volume. In order to have high volume, you need like 45 to 50 accounts to start off with. 45 to 50 accounts will let you send like 25 to 30,000 emails every single month, right? This is the minimum volume that you need to hit these days. You're not going to compete with your competitors by sending out 1,000 emails a month, 2,000 emails a month, right? You need high volumes, right? And this also gives you a quicker way to test different angles and test different offers, right? So start off with 45 to 50 accounts. The next thing, I'm just gonna pull up a structure of these accounts on the screen right now to kind of show you what I'm talking about. Take a screenshot and just take a screenshot and set up your accounts that way. The next thing is deliverability. Now, recently there's been a lot of deliverability stuff going around with Outlook and all the other providers. Deliverability is going down, right? And cold emails specifically, is becoming more about how good you are at landing in someone's inboxes rather than how good your email copy is, right? So in order to actually land in person's or in your prospect's inbox, you need to syntax your emails, right? And if you don't know what syntaxing is, let me attach a screenshot as an example. So this is what syntaxing is. What that does is basically every time you send an email, it kind of changes up the words, right? So if Google or Outlook or any other like email service out there marks a certain copy as spam, it's not going to affect your entire copy, right? So for example, if you, let's say, just write out one copy and you send that one copy as it is, if Google or Outlook marks that exact copy as spam, then your accounts are not going to land in inbox. However, if you syntax your email copies, there's going to be multiple variations of your email copy, so it's going to get harder for Google or Outlook or any other email service out there to mark it as spam. Right? So this is what syntax does. The next thing you need to keep in mind is to warm up your emails, right? So warm up your emails for like 2 weeks and then start sending out 10 emails per account and increase by 10 every single week, right? So ramp up slowly, don't ramp up too quick, because if you ramp up, let's say you finished warm up and you ramp up to like sending 30 emails per account, that's the quickest, most surest way to get your accounts into spam, right? Or your domains blacklisted. So make sure you ramp up very slowly. Trust me, it might take time, but that's way better to do than anything else. Then the next thing is data tracking, right? So the way I track my data is I don't track open rates because I think that's a fluff metric. What I track is my response rates. My response rates, my positive response rate, and my appointment booking rate, right? Response rates, you should be aiming at a 4 or 5%. Anything below that, you have a deliverability issue. Positive responses, around 3%, 4%, and then appointment booking rate should be around 0.2, 0.3, 0.5%. right, out of total emails sent. Once you get a campaign or once you get an offer that gets you that 0.5 or 0.3% appointment booking rate, you should scale that up, right? You should scale that volume by buying more accounts and sending more emails using that sort of copy variation that proven to work with your target audience. And then after that, you literally have to keep iterating, right, and keep scaling winners. And one thing a lot of people do wrong is that they find a winner and then they stop, right? They find a winner, they scale it up, and they think that winner is going to last forever. Cold emails is literally about being able to constantly, find new winners, and put them and scale them, right? So you constantly need to be iterating. You constantly need to be finding new angles and new offers, right, to approach your total addressable market with, right? So what I mean by total addressable market, that's one really good sort of thing to keep in mind, is that, like, let's say you're going after home improvement businesses in the United States. Let's say there's only 100,000 home improvement businesses in the United States. There's probably more, but for example's sake, let's say there's 100,000 home improvement businesses in the United States. Now, if that's the case, once you run out of your total addressable market, which is 100,000, right, you're not going to be sending your exact same email copy over and over to them again, right? You need to be switching angles, you need to be switching approaches every single time in order to basically refresh yourself to the market, right? So yeah, once you start your campaigns and you find a winner, don't stop, keep iterating, keep finding new winners and scaling those winners up. Because I can assure you, your winning email copy is probably going to last you a couple of months until this stops working. And you want to avoid the scenario where you find a winner and it stops working and you have nothing else, right? And you have to go back to phase one and start testing again, right? So you constantly want to be testing. So yeah, this, as simple as it sounds, has literally been the whole sort of process to build up a cold email system. This is the exact process I follow myself. So make sure, right, after watching this video, don't click on any other Mr. Beast or any other YouTube recommendations that you have right now. Take notes on this video and actually go about sort of expanding on the stuff that I talked about today, right? I'm giving you a sort of, I guess, concise version, right, of cold email systems. I want you to go into much detail by watching other videos about it, by researching about it, and actually taking action to build up this cold email system. So yeah, this has literally been everything that you need to know, every step that you need to take. So make sure you go ahead and implement it.